Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. Entertainment. Writing a song with your life. The whole network cries and begs me not to die, traveling through parallel worlds, only to find that you are suffering from a terminal illness and your life is not long. Bind the lethal songwriting system and write a song for someone to live an extra 10 days. Write a song, Love You, for Wang Xinling. She rose to fame overnight and became the Sweetheart Sect Leader. Write a song, Foam, for Deng Ziqi, and the singer's final song shocked the whole audience. Write a poem offering love for Boss Yang, but she only wants to use love to support Su ChenSurprisingly, a terminal illness was exposed. Fans only then realized that, Su Chen struggles with illness every day, and living to this day has become a medical miracle. Keren is almost dead, yet he is still working hard to write a song. For a moment, all fans on the internet were in a hurry. Now immediately. Go recuperate and rest, don't die. If you die, who are we listening to? What? Let's just write a song, do you still want to sing? Sing at your own risk. No way. No matter how well you sing, you can't sing. Only when you're alive can you output. The Chinese music industry doesn't allow you to die. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Ending illness at the beginning, writing songs to continue life. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Emperor Capital, Jiahe Hospital. ICU Intensive Care Unit. The cancer cells have completely diseased and spread throughout the body. Perform electrocardiographic stimulation. Strive to make the patient wake up once. Let him say his final farewell to this world. The doctors and nurses in the ward all had sad and regretful expressions on their faces. In front of them lay a young man with a delicate appearance. His name is Su Chen, he is in his prime of life. But it's late-stage bone cancer. More than 2 months of rescue and treatment ultimately failed to prevent him from moving towards death. Su Chen woke up hazily. Where is this? Hiss, it hurts so much. Su Chen opened his eyes, only to find that he was covered in pipes and had a respirator cover on his face. There were also a group of doctors in white coats around, all staring at themselves nervously. Su Chen is a bit confused. Aren't you attending a vocal class? Because the teacher's lecture was too boring, he fell asleep in class. Why did he wake up and lie in the hospital? The next moment, Su Chen felt a sharp pain in his head, and countless memories flooded into his mind. For a long time. After digesting this information, Su Chen's mentality collapsed. That's right, I've traveled on my own. I traveled to someone with the same name and surname as myself. But the problem is, this person is going to die. No, now I should say, I'm going to die. Late-stage cancer, no medicine to cure. This is special. Su Chen really wants to curse his mother. Time travel, time travel. What does it mean to wait for death? In the ward. As Su Chen opened his eyes, the doctors were all excited. The electrocardiogram stimulation was successful. The patient's consciousness has regained consciousness. Let the patient's family come in quickly. Time is precious, and the patient may be unconscious again in the next moment. The bald middle-aged doctor led by him shouted in a low voice. Crunching, the door of the ward was pushed open. Chen. Before a person arrives, the sound arrives first. The haggard-looking noblewoman rushed to the hospital bed, tightly grasping Su Chen's hand in the palm of her hand. Her face was already covered in tears. Behind her, the man with a national face trembled slightly. Hey, say goodbye to your child. The doctors in white coats left the ward and left the space for this family of 3. Su Chen on the hospital bed stared blankly at the woman in front of him, as well as the middle-aged man. The same face, the same voice. On Blue Star, my parents who passed away due to a car accident. In this world that has traveled through, I unexpectedly saw them again. But identity has reversed. Once again, parting in life and death, the person who wants to leave this world has become themselves. Under strong emotional impact. Before Su Chen even had a chance to shout, "Dad, Mom," his consciousness fell into a coma again. Xiaochen. Xiaochen. In the hazy world of consciousness. Su Chen woke up quietly. Am I dead? Su Chen murmured to himself. His mood is extremely complicated now. But at this moment. Ding. Found a suitable host, the "Writing Songs for Life" system has been bound. The crisp and cold prompt sound stunned Su Chen. And the next moment. A phantom system panel appeared before my eyes. Su Chen finished reading the text in a daze, his mood turning from despair to surprise. Of course he is not unfamiliar with the system, the essential golden finger for travelers. And this writing songs with one's life system is actually extremely simple. As long as Su Chen writes a song for someone, writing one song can add 10 more days to life. And now host panel, remaining life. 3 days. Health attribute. 9, full value of 100, what does health attribute mean? Su Chen couldn't help but ask. By creating songs or completing system tasks, you can obtain health attribute points. When the health attribute point reaches 60 or above, the host can escape the risk of cancer death. The prompt sound was incredibly cold, but when it landed in Su Chen's heart, it was incredibly uplifting. Do you want to receive the beginner's gift pack? The prompt sound rang again. Claim. Su Chen did not hesitate at all. Congratulations on receiving the reward. 5 health attribute points. Congratulations on receiving the reward. You can stay awake for 2 hours every day. Congratulations on receiving the reward. Master level lyric and composition skills. When Su Chen opened his eyes again and woke up. My parents are no longer visible by the hospital bed. The sound of the electrocardiogram instrument was ticking away. Mixed with a few sighs from the little nurses. What a poor little brother. He's only 22 years old. He's actually very handsome. He's more than enough to be a celebrity. Oh, it's a pity. According to the director, he has at most 2 or 3 days left. At this moment, Su Chen on the hospital bed still felt a bit dreamy. System. Call out from the bottom of my heart. A virtual panel that is only visible to oneself suddenly appears. Until now, Su Chen finally accepted everything that had happened during this period. Everything is real, not just a dream. I have hope to live on. As long as you write a song for someone, you can live an extra 10 days with just one song. However, writing songs is not done casually. The system still has some limitations on this matter. At least, to write this song, it needs to have a certain social influence. It's not just about writing a song for passers-by. At this moment, Su Chen, still wearing a respirator hood, was lost in thought. But at this moment, a nurse in the ward happened to turn her head. I saw Su Chen with his eyes open, staring blankly at the ceiling. I couldn't help but exclaim in surprise, "The patient is awake." This exclamation also caught Su Chen's attention. He instinctively turned his head to look. But just one glance, the whole person was stunned. Good guy, why is she? Chapter 2. Wang Xinling is 18 years old. Boss Yang is still single. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Su Chen is really confused now. His gaze was fixed on a nurse sister. She has a beautiful and innocent appearance. Wearing a light pink nurse outfit and a sleek ponytail. Especially those big watery eyes, very lively. The whole person exudes full spiritual energy. Wang Xinling. The appearance of this little nurse is not exactly the same as that of Su Chen's former sweet godfather, Blue Star. It can only be said that it is the same. The only difference is that they are younger and more immature. It looks very young, as if it's not yet 20 years old. Almost at the same time. Ding. Detected a songwriter who meets the requirements, creating songs for them can earn a renewal reward. The system prompts the sound to start. Su Chen widened his eyes. Isn't it, sir? Is it really her? What are the patients doing when they wake up? Notify the director quickly. The other nurse looked anxious. A group of people also fell asleep and woke up. Hurriedly ran towards the door. Only 2 or 3 nurses were left to continue taking care of Su Chen's situation. And that Wang Xinling is also in this list. She is actually very confused now. I don't know why. This late-stage bone cancer patient named Su Chen has been staring at him closely since he first saw him, without moving away at all. And that gaze was as if it was about to eat me. What's your name? Su Chen's words rang out in this ward. Due to still wearing the respirator hood, the sound appeared somewhat dull. The few little nurses in the ward are all stunned. The innocent little nurse who was closely watched by Su Chen was even more stunned by her beautiful eyes. Is he asking for his name? Wang Xinling. She hesitated for a few seconds, but still spoke with a hint of shyness. Upon hearing the answer, Su Chen was completely numb. Good guy. Even if you look exactly the same, now you even have the right name. This is really the sweet leader. Just why is she a little nurse? Why do you look so young again? Subconsciously, Su Chen asked the system a question in his heart. And soon, I received an answer. Originally, this world was very similar to my previous life, but there were also many differences. The most intuitive, many classic entertainment works from past lives are not available here. And there are also some famous celebrities here, but their experiences and lives are somewhat different. For example, although the famous Yang Xiaomi also became the boss of Yang, she never had any contact with Lu from beginning to end, let alone being officially announced in love or even getting married. Can single Mr. Yang get to know more about it? And this person in front of me is really the sweet leader. Just because of changes in the timeline. Wang Xinling is still just a little nurse working in a hospital. How old are you now? Su Chen couldn't help but ask curiously. Ah. Wang Xinling's pure and beautiful face inexplicably blushed. He glanced at Su Chen with a hint of resentment. You can see that his body is filled with instruments and pipes, and he still bit his lips, his delicate mosquito-like mouth. 3:36. Before he could finish speaking, Su Chen interrupted with a dark face, ahem, I'm asking about age. Ah. Wang Xinling opened her mouth slightly silly and cute. The next second, her pretty face turned red to the bottom of her ears. She wants to find a crack in the ground and get in now. They asked about age, but what kind of tiger or wolf words did they answer? I'm 18 years old this year, and I'll turn 19 in a few months. Wang Xinling blushed and spoke softly, her voice almost too low to be heard clearly. Su Chen nodded at the words. Will the sweetness of an 18-year-old sweetheart cult leader be too high? Without much hesitation, Su Chen didn't beat around the bush before the chief doctor arrived. Instead, he went straight to the topic and asked. Wang Xinling, do you want to sing and debut? Just this one sentence. Wang Xinling was completely stunned. Even the recent scene of social death has been temporarily forgotten. How does he know that he has always dreamed of becoming a singer? Since childhood, Wang Xinling has had a dream of becoming a celebrity. She hopes to come on stage, not only to sing, but also to dance. I want to share her emotions with all the audience below the stage through singing. But this matter has always been known only to herself, and even her closest parents and friends have not revealed any news. Even learning to sing and dance from the TV, she hides in her rented room and doesn't dare to make too much noise. For her as a little nurse, a celebrity dream would be ridiculed if spoken out. Unfortunately. How could the boy in front of me with advanced bone cancer suddenly notice it? Wang Xinling was stunned and did not respond to Su Chen's question. But Su Chen had already noticed something from her expression. At present, I am also determined in my heart. Do you still have a dream of singing to debut? That's easy to say. Write her a song yourself, and even if it goes smoothly, it will become a chapter. But at this moment. Crunching, the door of the ward was pushed open. The sound of clattering footsteps came in a staggered manner. Wu Yangyang and a group of white-clad doctors gathered in front of Su Chen's bed. Chapter 3. Crazy. Do people still want to write songs when they are dying? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Director, the patient suddenly woke up 2 minutes ago. We will notify you immediately after discovering it. The little nurse leading the way panted and explained. And another young nurse who had previously stayed in the ward added. Just now, the patient was still talking. And it seems that both the mind and consciousness are relatively clear. Once this statement is made. The middle-aged chief doctor with baldness suddenly looked shocked. It is extremely rare for patients with advanced bone cancer to have clear consciousness and even speak up. Su Chen, classmate. The chief doctor looked at him with a slightly gentle call in his tone. Ong. Su Chen responded perfunctorily. He doesn't have the heart to talk to this doctor now. He needs to do some serious work and write a song for Wang Xinling. You should know that you can only stay awake for 2 hours every day now. When it's time, you'll have to fall into a coma again. In these 2 hours, it is essential to complete the first song-writing business. Speaking of this, Su Chen also looked directly at Wang Xinling. Speak with a firm tone. I'll write you a song, do you want it or not? Once this statement is made. The entire ward fell into a deadly silence for several minutes. The chief balding physician's mouth is wide open. Even shook his head, he thought he heard it wrong. A stable and mature chief doctor is still like this, let alone young nurses. At this moment, each of them opened their mouths in an O shape, and their expressions were so stunning. As a nurse, I have also taken care of many patients. There are also many terminally ill patients. In the final moments of their lives, these patients either remain depressed and desperate, or struggle to confess their last words to their family and friends. Can this person is dying and still thinking of writing songs for others? It's really a long time to see. You should know that for Su Chen, who has advanced bone cancer, every extra second of life is rare. At the end of his life, he was actually thinking about writing a song Li Yuan Shangpu. Do you want it or not? Su Chen paid no attention to the reactions of these people, but stared closely at Wang Xinling's eyes and asked word by word. I. Wang Xinling's mind was a bit blank, she stuttered and couldn't speak for a long time. Su Chen sighed helplessly. So he said directly, can you help me bring a pen and paper over? The words fell. The little nurses looked at the chief doctor in unison. The chief doctor had a complex expression on his face, hesitated for a moment, and finally let out a sigh. Although he couldn't understand Su Chen's behavior at all. But ultimately, at this moment, the patient's will comes first. Go get it for him. Not long. With the help of 2 nurse sisters, Su Chen reluctantly sat up from the hospital bed. During the process, I couldn't help but take a cold breath. It hurts, it really hurts. Bone cancer is originally a malignant tumor lesion under the periosteum. After spreading throughout the body, it is a bone lesion throughout the body. That kind of pain is truly ingrained in the bone marrow. With just one sitting up movement, Su Chen's forehead was already sweating profusely. Forcefully enduring the pain. Su Chen took a pen and paper. Slowly write and draw. His handwriting is very difficult and slow. While writing, My forehead was sweating with cold sweat, and my lips had already turned slightly white from being bitten. The young nurse in the ward was already covered in her mouth and her eyes were red. At this moment, no one even cared why Su Chen wanted to write songs and whether Su Chen had the ability to write songs. What they all see is a person approaching the end of their life, striving to create. Even if what he creates is a pile of dog poop, and everyone present will also have respect. Wang Xinling stared blankly throughout the entire process. On her innocent and pretty face, there was a hint of whiteness. She bit her lips and watched as Su Chen struggled to write on the manuscript. Score and lyrics. Su Chen tried his best to write neatly, but his trembling hand in pain was really unstable, causing the handwriting to be somewhat erratic, even giving off a feeling of ghostly symbols. But Su Chen persisted. Finally, half an hour has passed. I let out a long sigh of relief. A mist of water permeated the transparent respirator hood. It's written, take a look. Su Chen's voice was already somewhat weak and powerless. The chief doctor let out a complex sigh and looked at Wang Xinling. Take a look, anyway, this is his finished product. That being said, in fact, almost everyone present had little confidence in the song written by Su Chen. Can a song that a dying person has a sudden idea to write really be a good song? It can only be said that Su Chen's insistence on creating was already enough to impress them. As for the song itself, let's not talk about it. Wang Xinling bit her lips and reached out her delicate hand to take it. On the manuscript paper. Although the handwriting may be a bit erratic, it can be seen that it was originally extremely beautiful. Wang Xinling's gaze fell on the top of the manuscript. The title of the song is prominently written there. A few words, love you. Chapter 4. A song of love for you, little nurses stuck. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The song written by Su Chen to Wang Xinling is the famous work of the former Sweetheart Sect Leader, Love You. A song with extremely high sweetness. In her past life as a blue star, Wang Xinling captured almost an era of male fans with this song, Love You, combined with vibrant singing and dancing. Even at a slightly older age, the release of a single song, Love You, has also exploded into countless middle-aged male fans. This song is perfect for Wang Xinling. What puzzled Su Chen was. I have finished writing this song and now I have handed it over to Wang Xinling. But the system hasn't given any response. The renewal reward has not been received. What is the situation? Su Chen has some doubts. And on the other side, Wang Xinling looked at the score and lyrics in her hand. Her beautiful eyes gradually widened. She has always had a dream of becoming a celebrity, and due to self-study, she also has some foundation in music. At least, she can understand the score. At this moment, the score of the song, Love You, in front of her is extremely neat, just like a textbook. The most outrageous thing is, even at the edge of each melody, there are small characters marked by Su Chen. That's an explanation for the arrangement. Which melody and what instrument accompaniment should be added? Which chorus and what vocal accompaniment should be added? Everything is written in perfect detail. It's not an exaggeration to say that with this composition, one can even directly enter the recording studio to arrange and record songs. Wang Xinling held her breath. She suddenly realized. Su Chen may not be as mischievous as people think, let alone casually creating a pile of dog poop. He is really writing a song. It's really a serious song work. What's wrong? How is the song written by Su Chen? Is it written quite well? The little nurses beside spoke softly. Inside and outside the words, it is actually implying Wang Xinling. Quickly praise Su Chen. It's not easy for terminally ill patients to write a song, even if they really write it poorly and cannot even be called a song, they still need to be praised. This is very beneficial for promoting positive emotions in patients. Perhaps, with such praise, the patient could have lived an extra day or two as soon as their mood improved. With such thoughts, the doctors and nurses in the ward couldn't help but remind Wang Xinling as she stared blankly at the manuscript. But he didn't dare to say it too directly, making Su Chen understand the meaning. It can only be non-stop tinkering. Heart Ling, this song must be written very well. Yeah, it must be a good song. I was stunned by Xinling before I watched it, right? Yes, brother Su Chen is really amazing. Various voices swirled in Wang Xinling's ears. She didn't have the heart to listen. At this moment, all her thoughts are in this song, Love You. Even she has already tried to hum softly to the lyrics according to the score. If you suddenly sneeze, it must be me thinking of you. If you wake up in the middle of the night with your phone, it's because I care. In your heart, am I the only one? A simple 2 or 3 sentences. Even Wang Xinling's singing was a bit bumpy. But the entire ward has fallen into silence. All the people who had previously been gossiping around couldn't help but stop talking and open their mouths wide. This melody. This lyrics. It feels a bit nice. Everyone couldn't help but hold their breath and listen quietly. The next moment, Wang Xinling continued to hum and entered the chorus. Oh baby, speak more of your love story. If you think of me, just take a second look, show a little more, so that I really saw it. Let's sing a short chorus. The doctors and nurses in the ward were all stunned. Even the middle-aged bald chief doctor couldn't help but hold on to the mirror frame and swallow saliva. This melody rhythm is a bit overwhelming. Su Chen on the hospital bed also smiled knowingly as he listened to this passage. You truly deserve to be the Sweetheart Sect Leader. The lyrics of this melody are inherently sweet, even a bit greasy. But singing with a clear, clean, and energetic voice like Wang Xinling is just right. All that comes rushing towards us are the breath of youth. There is also the sweet joy of love, so sweet that it sounds so sweet and pleasant. Xinling, what song did you just sing? Why haven't I heard it? Yes, such a beautiful song. Which singer's work is it? Speaking of which, Xinling's singing is actually very beautiful, and it matches perfectly with that song just now. Wang Xinling hummed a short section before continuing. And the young nurses couldn't help but chatter and ask questions. Obviously, they all really like that song just now. At this moment, they even forgot about Su Chen. Forget about Su Chen's songwriting. I never even thought about connecting the song, Love You, just now with the song written by Su Chen. Unfortunately, Wang Xinling lifted her head in a daze. Her beautiful eyes stared blankly at Su Chen on the hospital bed. Did you really write this song to me? Her voice was even a bit hoarse. But the words fell. I haven't received a response from Su Chen yet. The entire ward is completely fried. What? Sleeping trough. Xinling, don't tell me, the song you just hummed was written by Su Chen. Hiss. I just forgot when I was excited. Xinling sang the score on that manuscript. It's really a song written by Su Chen. Chapter 5. Su Chen's Last Wish, Wang Xinling Wants. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. A sentence from Wang Xinling. Let the people in the entire ward finally wake up in shock. There are no songs from other singers. From beginning to end, Wang Xinling was humming the song written by Su Chen. Even this song was freshly released in the past half hour under the watchful gaze of all of them. For a while. Whether it's doctors or nurses, they're all shocked. Su Chen is not writing blindly. Has he really written a song, or is it a very beautiful song? The second most important thing is that the more I think about it, the more I feel that this song is perfect for Heart Ling. Private customized songwriting. That's too exaggerated, isn't it? But at the beginning, Su Chen said he wanted to write a song for Xian Ling, which is why he came up with this song. Finally. Everyone's gaze fell on Su Chen. At this moment, Su Chen is still leaning against the hospital bed in a semi-seated position. The various medical instruments and tubes on the body are extremely eye-catching. Tick by tick, the ward was quiet. Only the sound of the electrocardiogram instrument echoes in a regular pattern. After being initially shocked by the song, everyone suddenly became more aware of it. Su Chen is a terminally ill patient with advanced bone cancer who is nearing the end of his life. But he is such a terminally ill patient. Surprisingly, in the last few days of my life, I still wrote such a beautiful song. Everyone feels their throats are a bit dry. Especially as they recalled the previous scene. At this moment, Su Chen endured extreme pain while writing and drawing on the manuscript. Many young nurses have moist eyes. Even someone has already cried softly. Life is always worthy of awe. For Su Chen, he is different from all of them. His life is almost at an end. Many people can't help but ask themselves at this moment, if it were oneself, what would one do in the final moments of life? Su Chen gave an answer to this question. Write songs, create. At this moment, many people suddenly understood why Su Chen insisted on writing songs. Life is limited. But music is infinite. A dying person is striving to use their creativity and talent to leave some melodies and voices in this world. It is for future generations and also to prove that I have come before. Su Chen on the hospital bed didn't even know that his image had been pulled so high in their eyes. He writes songs, of course, to survive. But the problem is, this song was also written for Wang Xinling, and she just sang it. How to extend the life reward, but there is no movement. System. Su Chen couldn't help but ask again. Quickly, a systematic explanation was obtained. The system setting is to write songs to continue life, but there are certain limitations here. The target audience for writing songs has certain requirements, at least they must be a celebrity singer or something, and passers-by A, B, and C are definitely not suitable. This is quite satisfying in front of me. Wang Xinling, the future Sweetheart cult leader, was also mentioned by the system as a qualified songwriter. In addition, there is another requirement that was previously overlooked by Su Chen. Songs have a certain social impact. In other words, once this song is written, it still needs to be sung by the singer, which will bring a certain degree of dissemination and influence to this song. Only in this way can it be considered a complete continuation of singing. Speaking of this, Su Chen felt a bit uneasy. You should know that you only have 3 days left to live now. In other words, we need to find a way to get Wang Xinling to sing this song, Love You. Within 3 days, not to mention the big fire, at least there must be some dissemination and influence. Only in this way can I receive a 10-day survival reward and survive. Su Chen, did you feel any discomfort in your body? The chief doctor saw Su Chen frown deeply and couldn't help but approach and ask. Su Chen shook his head. After some thought, he simply said, I have a wish. Once this statement is made, suddenly, everyone in the entire ward looked at it. Unlike before when Su Chen was full of sympathy, now the various gazes are already filled with full respect. You say. If possible, we will do our best to help you achieve it. The chief doctor even addressed Su Chen, a patient who is only half his age, as you. Su Chen took a deep breath. Turn your head and look at Wang Xinling on the side. I want you to step onto the stage and sing this song, Love You, to more people. Can you help me? The words fell. The ward fell silent again. Just now, almost no one thought that Su Chen's last wish was still that song. Is that okay? Su Chen tried hard to make his voice appear gentle. Wang Xinling bit her lips. She feels a bit like crying. Since she finished singing the score, she has been wanting to cry. At this moment, when she heard Su Chen's wish, she couldn't help it anymore. A person who is about to die. He is really working hard to leave some of his own melodies and voices in this world. This song, Love You, is Su Chen's final gift to the world. I can. Wang Xinling almost said these 3 words with a crying voice. P.S. Has anyone seen this genre? You can ask for some data, flower reviews, and comments. There are data authors staying up late and coding characters exploding. Chapter 6. Stepping onto the stage for Su Chen's wish. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Did you hear that there is a late-stage cancer patient in the ICU inpatient department who wrote a song? Is it really fake? Where did you hear that? I had a best friend present at the time, and it said that the song was really beautiful, sweet and yummy. Hiss. Why is it so fake? What are you lying to? And it said that that song may be on the stage of the talent show in the next 2 days. Similar conversations occur in various departments of Jiahe Hospital. It has been a whole day since Su Chen wrote Love You. Yesterday, after receiving Wang Xinling's promise, Su Chen not only used his limited time to familiarize her with the song, but also verbally shared her singing and dancing movements about the song. Yes. Since you are the Sweetheart Sect Leader, singing alone is definitely not enough. Jumping is the soul. And after explaining everything, Su Chen made the last request. Step onto the stage as soon as possible, preferably in the next 2 days. This sentence alone did not explain the reason. But almost all the doctors and nurses present knew it well. Su Chen doesn't have a few days left. As the creator of this song, he hopes to see more people hear it before his life comes to an end. After saying this sentence, Su Chen fell into a deep coma again and has not woken up to this day. From the system reward of 2 hours of wakefulness a day, it's time. And the entire ICU ward. Whether it's the chief balding doctor or the nurses, they almost immediately take action. The chief doctor waved his hand and approved Wang Xinling's paid leave on the spot, allowing her to participate in the program without any worries. And the nurse ladies each have their own division of labor. Some search through various channels for the time and location of the most recent amateur variety show or talent show. Some helped Wang Xinling prepare costumes and props for her performance on stage. And many doctors in the intensive care department even crowdfunded with their salaries to find a well-known training instructor in the imperial capital for Wang Xinling, seizing these 2 days to teach her assault singing and dancing skills. Everyone is doing their part. Everyone is racing against time with tears in their eyes. Based on various inspection data, Su Chen only has a maximum of 3 days left. And in these 3 days, before Su Chen left, they wanted his creation of Love You to be heard by more people. Got it. Got it. The program Got Talent Show will have an audition in Tianjin tomorrow. Tianjin is very close to the imperial capital. If you sign up now, you can still make it to the program tomorrow. In the intensive care department, the young nurse blushed with excitement. Upon hearing this, the bald director also stood up hesitantly. Okay. Hurry up and help Xinling register. I'll book the tickets and hotel, and our department will pay for it. The next day. Tianjin. Live audition for the Got Talent Show program. Although this program is not considered a popular variety show in China, it has always had considerable popularity. Although it is only a regional audition now, it is already very lively. Under the audition stage, there are thousands of spectators sitting. Experts from various regions near Tianjin also carry dreams and step onto the stage one by one to showcase their talents. And in the background of the audition, Wang Xinling, dressed in a pink JK suit, tightly held the phone in her hand. On the other end of the phone, there is a little nurse staying in the ward. Her voice now had a hint of crying, coming from the microphone. The director just conducted another full-body examination on Su Chen, and he said, Woo-woo, he said Su Chen may not survive today. At most 24 hours left, he's going to die, he's going to die. Wang Xinling listened to the crying voice in the microphone, and her body was also trembling. She had very little contact with Su Chen. From beginning to end, there were almost only the 2 or 3 conversations from the day before yesterday. Wang Xinling, do you want to sing and debut? Do you want me to write you a song? Can you help me fulfill this wish? Is that okay? Su Chen's words seemed to echo in her ear at this moment. Wang Xinling bit her lips and clenched the microphone in her hand. This is a song written by Su Chen, this is his swan song. No matter what, you must sing this song well. Although Su Chen is still in a severe coma, unable to wake up, and may never be able to wake up. But I can. Wang Xinling reached out and wiped away the tears from the corners of her eyes. Practicing the melody of the song over and over in my mind, recalling the singing and dancing techniques taught by the teacher these past 2 days. Player 37, prepare to take the stage. The faint voice of the field control came from the earphones. Wang Xinling held the microphone, held her breath, and walked step by step from the backstage towards the stage. The footsteps are firm and powerful. This song is no longer about her personal music dreams, but about fulfilling her promise and fulfilling Su Chen's last wish. As the prelude to Chapter 7 sounded, Deng Ziqi didn't calm down anymore. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Talent Show Audition. It is now noon in June. The sunlight is a bit scorching. The judges in front of the stage are supported by dedicated assistants holding umbrellas. Although it is only a regional audition, Tianjin is also a relatively large city in China, and the program team as a whole attaches relatively importance to it. In addition to 2 second-tier celebrities, today's judges also have a truly popular superstar in the music industry. Deng Ziqi. In fact, among the thousands of viewers at the audition today, half of them are her fans who came to see her. Teacher Deng Ziqi, the sun is a bit too hot now. How about you go to the backcourt to rest for a while? The audition assistant responsible for holding umbrellas approached and whispered in a low voice. This audition, in fact, does not require superstars like Deng Ziqi to sit from beginning to end. Generally, it means being present, which is also a form of promotion for auditions. Unfortunately, the superstar Deng Ziqi in front of me is very straightforward. The scorching weather, even though it was so hot that I was sweating a bit, I still sat here meticulously for over 2 hours. Even every contestant's performance, she will give extremely serious and responsible feedback. No need, sunbathing is also good, healthy. Deng Ziqi smiled and politely declined the suggestion. The assistant beside him also sighed helplessly upon hearing this. The next contestant to appear is the 37th talent show contestant from the imperial capital. The program she brings is sing and dance original songs. Everyone applauds and welcomes her. The host on stage shouted with a microphone. The audience below also started discussing happily upon hearing these words. Oh, an original song. This can have it. Ha ha ha, I also love listening to this. The original song from before, the skateboard shoes rubbing against each other, made me so happy. Isn't that right? There's no such thing as an original song from an audition program that can be taken seriously. Just listen to some music. I don't have high demands, just create original content, don't just listen to the whole magic sound. Obviously. For these original songs that appear in auditions, the vast majority of people don't take them to heart. Don't you see, even on top variety shows like Singer, those top singers rarely bring original songs. Original, the difficulty is too high. But when Deng Ziqi on stage heard the host's broadcast, he became somewhat interested. As a singer, she is most concerned about her talent in the genre of songs. And original songs, this is even more special. Watching Deng Ziqi even sit up straight seriously, the assistant beside him couldn't help but approach and whisper. Teacher Deng Ziqi, this kind of original song from the audition site, don't hold on to too much hope. This can be considered a friendly reminder. Deng Ziqi just smiled slightly and his gaze turned to the stage. On stage, Wang Xinling, dressed in a pink JK outfit, appeared wearing black leather shoes. A beautiful face and charming temperament, paired with this pure and innocent outfit. At the moment Wang Xinling stepped onto the stage, the audience immediately exploded. Woohoo, I love you. Brothers, I really like this. I can't withstand it, it's too overwhelming. I swear, even if she sings GNI is too beautiful later, I will applaud and cheer for her image and temperament. I'm sorry, are you cheering because of your talent? You're greedy for your body, you're despicable. On the judging panel, Deng Ziqi's eyes lit up at the moment he saw Wang Xinling. What a pure girl. She couldn't help but give a thumbs up. Hello everyone, I am contestant number 37 from the imperial capital, Wang Xinling. Wang Xinling held the microphone with a lively smile on her face. All the sad emotions were hidden by her at this moment. This song, Love You, is very sweet, and Wang Xinling's goal is to do her best to perform Su Chen's song, Love You. Be lively and sweet. This is the best realization of Su Chen's wish. The song I brought is Love You. Speaking, Wang Xinling made an okay gesture to the backcourt. The next moment, the music prelude is about to sound. Many people in the audience were originally staring straight at Wang Xinling's big white legs at this moment. The prelude sounded, followed by a moment of silence. Next up, as the melody of the prelude becomes clearer and clearer, many people have opened their mouths wide. Sleeping trough. Does this prelude sound pretty good? It's a bit overwhelming, I feel like swaying along while listening. Can it be that this innocent beauty is not just a flamboyant, but a truly talented singer and dancer? Just a prelude. Many viewers' previous contempt has dissipated completely. Nothing else. Although most people are not music professionals, it is still very intuitive that it sounds good but not good. Just for this prelude, it feels stunning enough. On the judging panel, Deng Ziqi's expression at this moment is extremely focused. As soon as the prelude started, my body was already subconsciously sitting upright. As the melody progressed, her expression became increasingly surprised. This melody and arrangement. Is this the level of audition singers? In terms of this paragraph alone, even being on the singer program is completely qualified. As the prelude approaches its end, on stage, Wang Xinling lightly stepped on the dance steps with a playful smile and picked up the microphone. Chapter 8. A Song of Fengshen, Sweetheart Sect Leader Wang Xinling. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. If you suddenly sneeze, it must be me thinking about you. If you wake up in the middle of the night with your phone, that's because I care. Wang Xinling's two loud words made the whole room quiet. The originally bustling audition scene now has thousands of spectators opening their mouths together. This melody, this lyrics that sounds great. On stage, Wang Xinling's innocent and pretty face carried a playful smile. Singing while gracefully stepping on dance steps. Although the movements are not so professional, they perfectly match this song and Wang Xinling's image and temperament. One word, sweet. Two words, super sweet. I often think of what you say, is it because of ulterior motives? I really want to believe it, but I can't help but doubt it. In your heart, am I the only one? Another paragraph, more rhythmic than the previous one. Especially at this moment, Wang Xinling is still dancing with vitality. The audience below can no longer withstand it. Lie on the trough, head up, head up. This melody is so beautiful that it makes you feel pregnant. It's broken, it's broken. If I keep listening to this song, my teenage heart won't be able to hide anymore. On the judging panel, Deng Ziqi has already stood up. She stared straight at Wang Xinling with her eyes open. If the melody of the prelude only surprised her, then the rhythm and arrangement of the main song have already shocked this superstar in the music industry. As a professional singer, she can definitely see through more than the audience. This song, Wang Xinling's singing and dancing are very good. But the real key is that song. Melody, lyrics, arrangement, more than just stunning words can describe it. On stage, Wang Xinling, dressed in pink JK, swayed her fair arms. The dance steps moved gracefully to the rhythm of the music. Come on! Wang Xinling let out a crisp shout to the audience below. The next moment, the top and sweetest chorus of the entire song has arrived. Oh baby, say more love words, just take a closer look if you miss me, show a little more, so that I can really see. Oh bye, speak less, I want to be with you for more than one day, a little more makes me willing to love you. As soon as this chorus is released, Wang Xinling is no longer standing on stage. But it's the sweet leader. Gaga, the sweet cult leader who kills male fans indiscriminately. Off stage. Many viewers have already gone crazy. Woohoo, I love you, love you, love you. Fried chicken loves you. In the screaming crowd, there are even middle-aged bald men. At this moment, from 8 years old to 48 years old, all fell under this song. Oh baby, speak more love words, if you think of me, just take a second look, sing together. Wang Xinling danced and even aimed the microphone in the direction of the audience. Thousands of spectators jumped up. The whole choir has really started. The melody of this song, Love You, is very catchy. After listening to the chorus once, many people can already sing along. Oh, bye, speak less. I want to accompany you for more than one day. A little more makes me willing. A little more. Only then will we slowly discover. The entire talent show audition scene seems to have turned into a concert at this moment. On stage, Wang Xinling sings and dances. The audience below the stage screamed loudly. Many people have even followed Wang Xinling's movements and started swinging their bodies. What is the scene of thousands of people singing and dancing together under the scorching noon sun? The person in charge of the production team and the director are already staring blankly backstage. What kind of monster is player 37? What's the origin of the song she brought? Did you forcefully turn the audition venue into a personal home ground? The program assistant swallowed saliva. He stared closely at Wang Xinling on stage. My heart is pounding. It's not because of how successful this program was, but because listening to this song, his girlish heart couldn't hold back. 3.5 of the song ends with Wang Xinling's heart-to-heart, a blink of an eye, and a crisp, love you. But everyone at the scene is still buzzing with their minds and hasn't recovered yet. Do it again. Ah. Do it again. I haven't heard enough of it, please. Let's do it again. The audience below screamed and choked, their faces turning red. Wang Xinling gave a sweet smile and said, I've finished singing, you can't do it again. Hiss, many people covered their chests on the spot. Can't hold it, can't hold it. Such a high sweetness, no one can withstand it. On the judging panel, Deng Ziqi didn't even wait for Wang Xinling to make a personal introduction as usual, so he directly took the microphone from his assistant's hand and asked after it. Is this song your original creation? Once this statement is made, the entire audition scene fell into a moment of silence. Many viewers with still lively minds finally snapped out of shock. I forgot about it just now. When the host announced, they said that Wang Xinling brought an original song. So beautiful and catchy, a song that was so sweet that everyone on site couldn't help but be the original work of this innocent girl. But I don't want to. On stage, Wang Xinling held the microphone and answered with a soft yet powerful voice. This song is called Love You. It's an original song. But its creator, not me. The words fell. The entire audience, including Deng Ziqi, widened their eyes. Chapter 9 Wang Xinling. His name is Su Chen. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. At the audition for the talent show, Wang Xinling's 3 sentences directly added a silence buff to the entire audience. After a while, no one made any sound. For a long time. Only then did the crowd hear bustling discussions. Upon closer reflection, even if I were an outsider, I could feel that this song has a very high level of skill. Wang Xinling is too young to write such a song. But don't you think this song is a perfect match for her? +1. It's the perfect match among the best matches, with an image, temperament, and voice. This song seems to be born for her. Can you say which music industry creator wrote the song for her? Someone in the crowd uttered such a faint sentence. This really outrageous speculation has attracted many people to nod and echo at this moment. Deng Ziqi from the judging panel was not surprised to hear Wang Xinling's words. May I ask who is the creator of this song? Can you introduce this song to us? I feel it suits you very well, as if it's tailor-made for you. Deng Ziqi's face was filled with curiosity at the moment. Wang Xinling gave a slight smile. What came to mind were the images of Su Chen struggling to get up from the hospital bed 2 days ago, enduring the pain of illness and writing down the score of this song. At this moment, she disguised herself as playful and smiling throughout the whole scene, and suddenly couldn't hold her tension. She really wants to cry. Deng Ziqi looked at Wang Xinling's reaction with astonishment. Did you say the wrong thing just now? Why does this girl suddenly seem to be crying? Wang Xinling took a few deep breaths before picking up the microphone again, almost shouting out. Su Chen. His name is Su Chen. This is the song he wrote for me. The words fell. The scene fell silent for a moment, and then suddenly fell into noise. Su Chen. I haven't heard of this name before, have I? Do you have any knowledge about the music industry? Is this a big shot in the music industry? I know a lot about the music industry, but I've never heard of the name Su Chen before. Is it a music genius who hides his name in the folk? Deng Ziqi on the judging panel was also puzzled at the moment. Su Chen. She has never heard of this name before. In a short period of time, she tried hard to search for memories, but still couldn't figure out who this was. Are you really a folk musician? Deng Ziqi couldn't believe it in his heart. After all, the level of this song is so high that it can no longer be described professionally, and can even be called a master level. A master level musical genius. Remember here. Deng Ziqi's heart pounded fiercely. She has been working hard in the mainland music industry for some time now, and has gained many fans with her solid singing skills and unique voice. But from beginning to end, she has always been troubled. She has been singing other people's songs. She once spent a high price to find musicians to write songs for her, but the results were not satisfactory. Deng Ziqi's current position in the music industry is very awkward. Although she has a very high fan base and public acceptance, she has never had a song of her own that can sing out of the circle. And at this moment, Deng Ziqi stared solemnly at Wang Xinling. Su Chen. If he is truly a master-level music genius, then he must not miss it. Bang 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 bang, there was no accident at all. 3 judges, including Deng Ziqi, gave Wang Xinling a green light rating without hesitation. In the talent show, the green light represents approval, while the red light represents exit. 3 judges, 3 green lights, all votes passed. At this moment, no one has any objections. So, let's congratulate contestant Wang Xinling from the imperial capital on successfully advancing to the audition. When the national audition ends, the elimination competition of the talent show will be broadcast live on TV. With this song and her singing and dancing, Wang Xinling has had the opportunity to appear on the screen and become a star. Let's applaud and congratulate her. The host's voice echoed through the microphone during the audition. Thousands of enthusiastic applause from the audience. Some people's palms are turning red, but they are still exerting force. More people are filled with anticipation, looking forward to the new program brought by Wang Xinling on the Follow Up program of the Got Talent show. Can to everyone's surprise, Wang Xinling quietly picked up the microphone. Thank you for the recognition of the judges and teachers, but I'm sorry, I can't stay on this stage anymore. Speaking. Even waiting for the host to react. Wang Xinling bowed to the judges and the audience, then stepped on her black leather shoes and ran straight to the backstage. Everyone present is confused at this moment. What is the situation? How could Wang Xinling choose to give up this opportunity, despite being unanimously approved? The audience suddenly became anxious. They were just looking forward to the performance of Wang Xinling on the upcoming talent show. In the blink of an eye, the sweet leader ran away. I'll go backstage. Deng Ziqi was also shocked for a moment, but quickly realized and quickly got up from his seat. I spoke to the program assistant next to me. He hurriedly stepped on his steps and rushed towards the backstage. Chapter 10. Deng Ziqi's request, Teacher Su Chen is. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The backstage of the talent show. Wang Xinling had just stepped off the stage when she took out her phone and dialed the number. How is Su Chen's situation now? Her voice was very urgent. A low cry sounded on the other end of the phone. He still hasn't woken up. Since he fell into a coma the day before yesterday, he hasn't woken up again, said the director. The little nurse's voice choked up, intermittent. The director said, he may never wake up again. Wang Xinling's mind is completely blank. At this moment, she recalled the scenes she had spent with Su Chen before. The way Su Chen writes a song, Su Chen expresses his wish, and Su Chen requests her help to fulfill his wish. Wait for me. The program on my end, I'll hurry back right away. Wang Xinling firmly finished this sentence and hung up the phone. She didn't even have time to change her clothes, just put a simple coat on top of her JK suit and hurriedly ran towards the distance. While running, I am still using my phone to book tickets. She is afraid that time won't be enough. I'm afraid I'll be late and won't even see Su Chen's last face. Wang Xinling. But at this moment, Wang Xinling felt her shoulders being draped. Subconsciously, I turned my head and was stunned. Teacher Deng Ziqi. At this moment, Deng Ziqi was half propped up, exhausted and sweating profusely. What are you running for? I've been chasing after you for a long time. Deng Ziqi spoke with a hint of melancholy. Wang Xinling bit her lip and bowed slightly apologetically. Sorry, Teacher Deng Ziqi, but I have something very urgent that I need to rush back. Once this statement is made, Deng Ziqi was stunned for a moment. Recalling the scene where Wang Xinling almost burst into tears on the previous stage, I felt a little curious. But looking at Wang Xinling's anxious and nervous expression at this moment, she knew it wasn't time for gossip. Business matters. Deng Ziqi didn't beat around the bush at all and directly said. I hope to meet the teacher Su Chen who wrote songs for you. Can you help me introduce myself? Don't worry, the remuneration for writing songs will definitely satisfy teacher Su Chen. Deng Ziqi's words fell, but he found that Wang Xinling's expression was even more complex and difficult to understand. Wang Xinling, classmate. She couldn't help but shout out. Wang Xinling hesitated for a moment. In the end, it's still low-pitched. Su Chen, you may not have a chance. Deng Ziqi was stunned, she didn't understand the meaning of the words at all. Wang Xinling, it's like this. You may not be sure about the song he wrote for you, Love You. The level of this song is extremely high, and it can even be called a master's work. The most special thing is that this song was written for you and perfectly fits you, which is even more shocking than a master-level creation. So, it's unfair for such a musical genius to have no reputation in the music industry. I promise that you only need to introduce me, and I will be responsible for all subsequent communication. Even if teacher Su Chen is unwilling to write a song for me, it can still be accepted. This matter itself has great benefits for teacher Su Chen. Deng Ziqi quickly uttered the call. Her tone is extremely sincere. Because she genuinely wants to see this Su Chen from the bottom of her heart. Even if Su Chen really doesn't want to write songs for her, it doesn't stop her from hoping to visit such a musical genius. This is the empathy of musicians. He. Wang Xinling bit her lips. After hesitating for a moment, he finally spoke up. Okay. Deng Ziqi's expression was instantly surprised upon hearing this. She took out her phone directly and handed it to Wang Xinling. You can add me VX first. You can text me the specific contact information of teacher Su Chen. Deng Ziqi is also a very careful girl. She can see that Wang Xinling is in a hurry at the moment, and even helped her consider this. 2 minutes later. Deng Ziqi stood in place. Watching Wang Xinling hurriedly run towards the distance. Even because she ran too hastily, Wang Xinling fell on the roadside. But without hesitation, she stood up to wipe away the dust and continued running. What kind of urgent matter is it? Deng Ziqi muttered with some confusion. Then, looking down at the phone. Ding, just added a friend in the dialog box, Wang Xinling sent a message. Deng Ziqi suddenly widened his eyes and looked carefully. Emperor Capital, Jiahe Hospital, Orthopedics Department, Intensive Care ICU Ward. With just one sentence, Deng Ziqi was completely stunned. ICU Ward. Is teacher Su Chen's main profession a doctor? Deng Ziqi's willow eyebrows furrowed slightly, pondering to himself. The doctor's words are not impossible. Several famous singers in the music industry have abandoned medicine and started singing. Not necessarily, maybe it's a nurse. Deng Ziqi stood in place thinking for a while before finally shaking his head. Look at the address information in the dialog box. Deng Ziqi called the assistant agent. Help me change my itinerary. I'm going to the imperial capital tomorrow. What's going on? I want to personally visit a very important person, which may affect my future music career. Today's 10th watch seeking flower evaluation votes. You vote by hand, I'll explode liver and add more votes.